Hey everybody, welcome to Roll20 Announcements. My name is Carlos Luna, and I am joined by two very lovely people that I worked with. On the bottom left-hand corner, I have Amber Cook. Amber, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everyone what you do at Roll20.
I'm Amber Cook, and I'm the director of marketing at Roll20. I have helped with some licensing stuff. I help with a little bit of, I don't know, what happens here on Twitch, what happens on social media, who we do partnerships with, things like that. Yeah.
Cool, cool,
And
cool.
Emily.
Yeah, my bottom right, I am joined by Emily.
Hi, everyone. I am Emily. I'm the director of licensing at Roll20. So I handle all of the licensing relationships, work with publishers to get their games onto Roll20, and work with independent creators to get all their cool stuff onto the marketplace. And I just joined the team at Roll20 about 2 months ago.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How are you guys doing? You guys nervous?
I'm so nervous. I
Are you
love
nervous?
Twitch.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
This is the fun part. This is fun. This is really easy. This is Roll20Con. If you are just tuning in and you haven't seen our streams that we've been doing all weekend, we are raising money for Code 2040. It's a fantastic charity. Roll20 will be matching dollar for dollar donations up to $50,000. So if you give $1, we'll match it. Code 2040, their mission is to activate, connect, and mobilize the largest racial equality community in tech to dismantle the structural barriers that prevent the full participation and leadership of Black and Latinx people in the innovation economy. So, really cool. I work in tech. I do tons of stuff here, and I would have loved some type of program like this growing up. So yeah, if you have some money, please donate. We have our little thing right above my head. You can see right there. We're raising stuff. Mods in the chat will be dropping in links in case you want to do that. But we're here for announcements. What announcement are you guys excited about?
I'm excited
What
about our first announcement.
the first one? Okay,
Mhm. The biggest
Emily.
one.
I'm excited to get into some of the licensing related announcements, some of the cool stuff we have coming to Roll20 very soon.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so I should just shut up and show what the big announcement is, right? Is that what people
Hmm.
want? So if like someone is like watching this on YouTube right now and they're just like, just click, how fast do I have to fast forward or whatever? Actually, just scroll down to the first comment where someone tells you where to fast forward. No, I'm just gonna play it right now. So yeah, this is our big announcement. I'm actually not gonna say it. I'm gonna show it on screen. We want you to be able to keep your characters in your pocket. And that all starts here. Roll20 is excited to announce the invite beta for our new mobile app. You've been asking, and now we're reaching out to our awesome community to help us build the best mobile VTT experience. Our mobile app debut focuses on the Dungeons & Dragons 5e character sheet. Just a simple swipe or tap sends your dice rolls directly to your campaign on your computer. Long gone are the days of multiple windows. Now you can preserve valuable screen space and be ready for an impromptu game of D&D wherever you go. While we're currently in invite beta, we know that our community is the key to a bright future here at Roll20. So stay tuned for more information about the open beta on our blog and newsletter. This is only the beginning. Whoa. So yeah, we have a mobile app in development.
It's pretty amazing looking mobile app too. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Put on my phone, so I'm very lucky.
Yeah, so right now we have a closed beta coming very, very soon. Let me pull up the notes on here that I have. We're in a closed testing right now, but we're hoping to widen that testing pool later in Q4. So that's awesome. We're also looking at future additions to it, which include external chat, dice rolling, character creation, and the compendium. So basically, we're working on bringing Roll20 to your phone, which is awesome. What I really like about it is that it actually goes to your game in real time. So if you have, let me switch over to the next screen. Do-do-do. Yeah, back to us. Yeah, so if you have your phone open, or maybe you're going to play a game somewhere with someone else, like at a table in person, and you don't have your character sheet, you could actually bring your phone with, and maybe your team plays in person, and then sometimes at home, your game is updated in real time, right? There's no more like, oh, well, what happened? Where do I add that in? Like, what went on in the game? You could actually do it in real time on your phone.
For me, one of the most exciting things about this is the way that it's going to interact with the VTT itself. Like all the components are going to come together in some really exciting ways, and just give people so many more options with how they're using Roll20 in their games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really excited about how I feel like always in my games I don't have enough room on my laptop screen, and I'm really bad about having a second monitor. And so being able to have my character sheet there so I don't have to constantly flip back and forth is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Is really nice already.
Yeah.
Listen, not all of us have it on our phone right now.
Yeah, not everyone has it.
coming
Like,
in.
has it at all. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, friends.
Yeah, I didn't make the cut for the closed beta. No.
Neither, Carlos. You and I can just be over in a corner together.
Yeah.
I'll hook y'all up. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. No, but that's true, right? Because you have, Roll20 is a great tool set for a bunch of different tools, but not everyone uses all the tools at one time, or maybe someone does want to use all the tools at the same time. So being able to like pop out your character sheet, have it in your hand, and then use the map or the visuals for it. Also, I like to think about it as like, when playing in person was a thing, I would love to just put Roll20, be in my friend's living room, put Roll20 on the TV, and then be able to play from my phone. Like being able to like push buttons in and update my character sheet and roll on screen. That would be so amazing. So yeah, that development's coming, and it is really exciting.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, so we are going to go over to... Let's go over here. And we have been making improvements to the VTT. We've made some visual improvements to our page and token settings. These changes not only make things look a little cleaner, but they also make it more accessible for screen readers and keyboard tab use. The updated settings are live now on the dev server, so if you're a pro subscriber, go check it out and give us some feedback on the pro forums. This is really important, and this kind of goes under the radar, I feel like, a lot of times when websites do this, because maybe it doesn't affect so many people, but the people that it does affect, it's so important for them, right? People, like, the accessibility and being able to like play your games with everyone is so important to everyone here at Roll20. So this is something we're really proud of, that we're moving in more of these type of updates.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of this happening too. I mean, I think sometimes you take for granted bigger companies that just always have, several people in the company who are thinking about the user experience. And we've done so much work over the last year to try and improve user experience and the user interface. And a lot of it is in these like back menus and little details like this that I think it's easy to take for granted, but we're putting a lot of work into these things. And it shows in the mobile app too. I think all this stuff is reflected in the way that I know there's been a lot of UI updates that have gone into the work that makes it so that we can have a mobile app, like making the character sheets more responsive, so that they can show well. And I'm excited to see all this stuff for GMs and for players, sort of just improving as we keep moving along.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where folks who've been with Roll20 for a long time and who have kind of memorized what they're used to seeing, the subtle changes here are really going to stand out to them in terms of what makes things more clear, even the accessibility across the board is being brought to light here. And it's also a good kind of little extra something for all of our pro users who have access to the dev server, where they can take a look at these things as they're coming to light, and like you said, give us feedback about them, and get to experience these things even before they're rolled out for everyone else. So if you do have a pro subscription, definitely take a look at how these updates are coming together and let us know what you think.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Like we've been doing a lot this year to like kind of set ourselves up in like a good place to make some like major improvements and some major release some major features. So I think all these little things really add up to like a bunch of big things that we're going to be able to push out later on down the road. But yeah, the other thing that we didn't talk about that I was really excited about, I couldn't remember it. I was like, yeah, the mobile app, yeah, the mobile app. But this next one is what, like, I think from day one when I started at Roll20, I was like, this would be really cool if this happened. Like, it'd be really cool if we did something like this. And now it's a real thing. And I am talking about Roll20 Reserve. It's super cool. We Amber, why don't you explain the program?
Sure. Okay. So every month, if you're a pro subscriber, basically you're going to have a new piece of content of some sort unlocked for you. So it could be a token pack, it could be a map pack, it could be a new adventure. We haven't even really poked around all the limits of what this could be, but the idea is that we want to just say thank you to all of these people who have been with us for years and been GMing for years and inviting their friends and helping them keep their games together, normally, but also during COVID. And yeah, so we have a new program where if you're a pro subscriber, each month you get, we unlock some certain piece of content for you. It'll eventually end up on the marketplace and be for sale. But for the first month that it's out, it is available to you for free. So it'll be in our, we'll send out an email about it, and basically you can come here, redeem it, and it gets added to your library from there on out. And the first release that we did was with David Hemingway, who's one of our favorite artists on the marketplace and does some really beautiful work. And he designed this Fey-like Forest and Darkspell Caverns. They're interactive maps, they're add-ons, so you can add them to any game that you're in. And I think Carlos, you can show us some of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to show people basically the process of it. So every month they'll get, is this the process? They'll get a link to this page, or they can check
it'll
on
go
this
up on
page?
social. Like, we'll just put it around. We'll send an email blast to anybody who's on our newsletter list, but also it'll be on social media, and there'll be alerts on the site. But you could also just come back to the Roll20 Reserve page once a month if you're a pro subscriber and check in.
And claim it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually like that process, because originally I was just like, well, why don't we just add it to their library? And then I remember when iPhones downloaded that U2 album and how upset I was when that happened. You know what I mean? Because Roll20, like, you might have a certain amount of space. You might be using it for like very specific things that you want, or music or whatever. And then all of a sudden you're downloading the U2 album. And so
all I can think now is like, what would be the U2 album of
a
the
Roll20
Roll20 marketplace?
Roll20 marketplace? Oh, I don't know. I have a friend that loves U2, that like loves U2, but I also had like a high school English teacher that loved U2. So like I don't know where even, I don't know how we got on this. Anyways,
what I would say is that we are doing our best in what we're bringing to the Reserve program to try to really curate some pieces that are going to be great for everyone, no matter what kind of game you're playing. Some things that are sort of system agnostic, some things that could apply to a lot of different campaigns and types of games. So to that end, I would like to think that none of the things coming to the Reserve program qualify as the U2 album of Roll20 Reserve products.
Well done, licensing director. Well done.
Okay, well done. Very, very good. Very good. Well played. Well played. I like that one. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it that I can pick and choose when it becomes available. And then also it gives me a chance to like play with it right then and there. And and here's the thing that got me with this one is like I read all the notes before this came out, and I knew what was happening. And then I actually clicked on it. I was like, whoa, this is way bigger than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a tile pack, but it's not just a tile pack. So yeah, let me show you what happens. So you
Yeah,
hit
David
this.
Hemingway put a lot of work into these beautiful maps, and they're the interactive quality of them is really spectacular.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Like I clicked on it, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna load it before whatever, because we've worked with him before. Like he's great, he does awesome work. I'm like, he's gonna knock it out of the park. And then it was an add-on, and I was like, it's an add-on. Oh, what's going on here? So you're gonna claim it. It's going to go to your library automatically, and then you can start a new game. This particular one is an add-on, and it's not a token pack. So it's added a little bit differently. So you would start your game. You're brand new, create a game. You would go to games, create new game, and then right here under game add-ons, you would search for your game add-on. Now I have to search for everything, but it's under Fadelight Forest and Darkswell Caverns, and then you just add it to the game. I've already added it to the game. Let me pull this up. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Yeah. So this part right here, and then you just click add to game. I've already added to the game, and then what we have here is all of the pages are already pre-set up, so that's great. Usually when you buy a token pack, you can set it up yourselves. You'd have to create your own page. You'd have to size it and do everything. This already comes already set up for you. On top of that, it's set up using these roll tables that it's really neat. Like there's different places on the map. So let's show this. So different places on the map. If I right click and choose random side, so say this is a random encounter, it can change color. It can change the token style, the token side that's on there that it's applied to. So one of the use cases that I like is this cavern that's filling with water, which I didn't get at first. I like read the instructions. I was like, I don't understand. And then I flipped it and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So again, the same thing. Maybe a cavern is filling up with water. Your players, your PCs need to get out. It's, you want to be the fair DM. You can right click. It's multi-sided, so you can choose a side or random side, and then it'll randomly choose a side. So you can see that he's made these different levels of like water filling up in this cavern, so we can like follow the water as it goes. So it can be, dry, only a little bit of water sinking in, coming in from the, walls or whatever. Oops, I moved that. Or, it could be completely filled up.
I was
Forbidden
Island. Have y'all ever played Forbidden Island? It's a game by Greenlight Games. This just makes me, or Forbidden Desert. It makes me want to do. It's like it's a tile. They have like a sort of it's like a press your luck element. Like it's a cooperative game, but you flip over the tiles and the flooding is happening. It would be so cool to do that on Roll20 like this.
Yeah.
And David's so really smart about how all of like macros work. He showed me a lot of things. He set up a bunch of board games at the beginning of COVID, just for his personal board game night, like his personal, group that couldn't get together. And he had like one game that had, I showed it to pretty much everybody at Roll20, but he basically taught me how macros worked on Roll20. And I love that he's been able to pull this through here. And I think it's a really beautiful inaugural sort of Roll20 Reserve item. And I'm excited to see what pro subscribers are going to want for future months, but then also what marketplace creators are going to be excited to give pro users, what they're going to be excited to collaborate with us on. I know that a lot of them have reached out and been thinking about ideas of what they could put out. It's a good way to get kind of familiar, I think, with some of the different marketplace creators whose work you haven't used before.
And like I'm not going to spoil anything in particular, but there's a few publishers that have also reached out to us about getting involved in the Roll20 Reserve program as well. So one of the things I kind of want to stress is this is as Amber said so beautifully, the inaugural item in the Roll20 Reserve program. Everything is going to be totally different from month to month. And of course, because we want to keep it as exciting as possible, the size, I guess the relative content of each of those items could change depending on what we're offering. 1 month, maybe a token pack or a map, and then 1 month, maybe something really meaty that you weren't quite expecting. So to that end, I mean, if you think about it, with everything going to the marketplace after the reserve month is done, like it really covers that like jump up to the pro subscription in the value of what you're getting every month as the reward, especially when you get those real like gold level item months come by. So.
Yeah, like this would easily go for $5-6 like on the marketplace. You know what I mean? And then you get that free. I haven't even thought about that. But yeah, let's move to the next thing, which a lot of people were very happy about, that we announced earlier this week.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, almost 700 people had voted for some better page management and organization. And this is one of the first steps that we've taken, changing the page button, the page area. So it now has vertical scrolling. So here is the page toolbar. And actually, I should probably give an example because my monitor is really big. In the past, this wouldn't drop down. It would make you scroll horizontally. So if these other 3 squares right here you would have to get to them by pulling the little scroll bar at the bottom and moving it that way. So I can keep adding some.
Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going.
It's some of the games only had like, especially if you bought a module. Like I was in Lost Mine of Phandelver, and I think there were like 6 or 8 or something maps, or different pages. And then I went into Rime of Frost Maiden, and there were more than dozens. And and so having to scroll horizontally through that is just bonkers. And it's something that we wanted to do for a long time, but they have a lot of plans for how they're going to actually make this easier to use, even easier to use than this. But just being able to access this in a grid format, I think just was like a weight off of some people's shoulders. And I will tell you, my favorite part of this is actually just that little tiny X button on the little blue.
Oh, I didn't even notice that one.
Because the first time that I used the page toolbar, it just had that when you close it, it had that still there. I think that's what it was. And so I didn't realize that. I was like, how do I close this? I couldn't figure it out. And anyway, again, tiny little quality of life improvements that we have a team that's dedicated to sort of just making the software easier to use. And this is one of the projects that they decided was most important for people. And it was exciting to see them say, we should really just do something about this, and then turn it around so quickly. And anyway, props to them. They made a lot of people happy, a lot of GMs happy. And
we've been seeing the happy GMs reporting back, which is amazing. But
we didn't even tell anybody, because we were like, we're like, we'll tell people on Saturday when we make announcements. And in the meantime, just a flood of people being like, oh, thank you for making my games from Tuesday before Saturday,
I really like that. I mean, here's a couple things that I like about it. It doesn't cover up the toolbar. I don't know if it might be cropped out in the video.
It's cropped out.
It's cropped out. I'm sorry. But it doesn't cover that. And then the scrolling is also, you can pull down on the bar, but you can also use your wheel. And I don't think you could use your wheel on the one before, right?
No, because it was
you would have to grab it every single time and move it. Yeah.
Especially when you wanted to move your players around to whichever map they were on, if you wanted them to be all the way over there, you'd have to
you'd have to move the page over, or else you would have to they would end up on they would end up on a random thing. Yeah, I forgot about that.
For me, it's like the thing that's so cool about this is, and especially as kind of a newer addition to the Roll20 team, is these little quality of life improvements really do make such a big difference. And it's a good thing to kind of show to y'all in this moment, like, we are listening, things are happening. And we, as you can see from just us talking about it now, we use this system and we get frustrated by things too, and so we are all in support of bringing the improvements to the VTT that are going to make it a better experience for everybody.
For sure.
Well, it's also just really fun. I mean, there's frustrations that I think we share, and it's really exciting to I mean, for me, it's exciting when we update certain things, and then my friends are like, "Oh, you just made my game better. Thank you."
Yeah.
My industry friends are like that, and then, but I also think it's really fun when we learn. Like I never, the way that this map is set up, for example, I never would have even considered that this was a possibility on Roll20. So
Mhm.
getting to see how other people use stuff and like ride off of their enthusiasm too, and figure out how to take that into your next game is something that's been fun for us. And yeah, so it's exciting to see that feedback coming from the community too.
Well, Emily, you have a list of
I
things.
do. I do. I have a list
You
that
have
I'm
a
really
list
excited to
of
talk
awesome
about.
announcements. Yeah, let's hear them.
So I'm gonna go a little bit all over the place and talking about some of the cool, either really new things like Omega new just came that maybe you haven't learned about yet to Roll20, and also some of the things that are coming up that are really exciting. First of all, I do want to talk Burn Bright. So Burn Bright is, of course, the exclusive, the Roll20 exclusive game, developed by James Introcaso and debuted earlier this year. And we have been
We
talking
want you to
about
be
in
able to
chat because
keep your
there is literally
characters
a
in
giveaway
your
going on
pocket.
right now. So if you haven't done that hashtag burn baby, like do it.
Click
Why
the
are
wrong
you
button.
waiting? So we had 3 releases for Burn Bright this weekend as part of Roll20Con. The first of which is our free adventure Trapped at the Edge. I say free adventure, but it is only free like right now during the convention. So if you have not gone and claimed it yet, go do it because you only have until the end of tomorrow to do so. And at that point, it goes on sale at a regular price.
They just
Then,
dropped it in the chat. They dropped it in the chat right now.
Yeah, just go create a game with the module, and then once you have it, you've got it.
Yeah. Then we also released the new bestiary, Galactic Grimoire, and a new adventure called After Midnight. And those both went on sale for the weekend. And of course, will stay on sale after the weekend is over. So do go check those out. We're really excited to drop 3 whole new releases for Burn Bright this weekend. Now, I also want to talk some of our kind of fan favorite games that we have. Starfinder.
Wait. First though, we should say that James is going to play tomorrow.
Oh,
James
yes.
is gonna run through the adventure tomorrow. One of the designers of Burn Bright is he's got a stream tomorrow. There's actually 2 streams of Burn Bright tomorrow, which is really nice. And so you can catch those here on Twitch too.
Yeah. So if you pick up the game today and you're like, well, how do I play it? Tune in tomorrow to James and he'll start walking you through it.
Yeah, because it is an entirely new system. So it's definitely tuning into the actual plays that we have going on tomorrow. We'll give you a lovely introduction to the system in a really fun way. Thank you, Amber, for reminding to talk about that. I want to talk about Starfinder a little bit. We do have Alien Archive 3 and 4 on the way, coming out very soon. For Pathfinder 2nd Edition, we just recently released the Agents of Edgewatch Adventure Path. We were doing it day and date with all the releases that they had of the Agents of Edgewatch. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it's amazing. Go give that a look. Now, moving on to more 5th edition style stuff, Cobalt Press, which is actually one of the sponsors of Roll20Con this weekend, just released Tomo Beasts 2 and the Tomo Beasts layers on our marketplace. So they just came out last week. Definitely go give those a look. And I know we have Dimension 20 coming up. That's after this, right? That's the next stream?
Right after this, yeah.
So you may have the opportunity to get your hands on some Tomo Beast 2 or some other Kobold Press things during that stream. So definitely tune in.
What? What was that? I don't even know what that was.
That was Emily literally losing a word in her brain.
Oh, okay.
Things is a great way to fill in.
Oh, I thought that was like code for something. I was like, what?
Things.
Yeah, I was like,
in the realm of 5th edition, of course, with the D&D, we've got to talk about D&D. How can we not? I'm actually really thrilled with what I have to tell you about D&D. By the end of this year, we will officially be backlog complete for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition on Roll20. What that means exactly is we have coming up soon the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and of course, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So with
I
those
better see so many people playing Sword Coast Adventure. When I first
Based on
started
how many people have been
here,
asking for it, everybody better be going to Sword Coast. Like,
everyone
now.
better be playing that as soon as it comes out. Like, I've heard so many people talking about that game and wanting to play it on Roll20. I was like,
I've
okay.
never heard anybody talk about it on the forums or on social
Oh.
media. I wasn't sure if it was worth us producing. It wasn't
are you being
clear that
serious?
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they talk about it
I'm
all the
totally
time.
just messing with
okay. I was
you.
about to say. I was like,
No, it's like every day I look at the
Yeah.
forums, or every time we make any announcement, people are like, "But when are you going to have Sword Coast?
Sword
When
Coast.
are you going to have the GMG?"
And I kind of get it because, like, I'm a completionist too, on some things. So I was just like, I just need to, even if I'm not going to play it, I need to have it, So
Yeah, no, and
totally
it's really
get it.
nice to have it all. I mean, it's a lot of work to put this stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
And have it all. So it's really nice to just be able to buy it ready to go and ready to play.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, it kind of goes back to what we were saying before. Like, we listen, we obviously see when folks really want something, and so to have so many people that have been clamoring for this, it's really exciting for us to be able to finally get this into your hands. So, actual release dates for all of that is going to follow, but just know that you will have it all by the end of the year. Okay, I want to talk about Call of Cthulhu. We have some Call of Cthulhu releases coming up, including the Investigator Handbook, which is going to release next month. And in case you haven't noticed yet, the Call of Cthulhu Charactermancer just recently came out. So if you missed that announcement and you are in the world of Call of Cthulhu, definitely check out the Charactermancer. You can level up your characters that way. Creates such an immersive and really easy experience to get your characters leveled through the official Call of Cthulhu Charactermancer. We have brand new stuff that came to the marketplace today. If you missed it, the Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game just debuted earlier today, like literally a couple of hours ago.
That should have been higher on our list. like that's really big.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
We've been working with Cubicle 7 to get that onto the marketplace. So it just debuted earlier today. The compendium is up, and it's also coming out with a map and a token set as part of the bundle. So go snag that and get started on the full Warhammer experience. Of course, the character sheet is up as well. So your games are fully complete in the Warhammer setting. And of course, that's probably just the tip of the iceberg there. So anytime we have these new games coming to Roll20, the more you play them, the more you show us how much you love them, and that helps things happen. So the other things I want to talk about are, just checking my list to make sure I'm not missing anything. We have next Tuesday a really exciting game to announce on Tuesday, October 27th. A game from Free League, a little something called Alien. Not sure if you're familiar with that. Alien's going to be coming to us on Tuesday, October 27th, so keep your eyes peeled for that release.
The movie Ridley Scott Alien, like this is the game.
Like Alien. The game Alien, based on Alien.
Or Aliens. Or Aliens, yeah. We're playing it tomorrow morning. I'm playing it tomorrow morning with Indoor Recess. It's going to be really cool. And I thought of something really, how like the screen goes, their computer screens are all green or whatever. We're going to have it so when it goes dark, all our faces are all green and like the background's all green. Like we're in night. It's going to look like night vision goggles. So you guys heard it right now, but yeah, you could see it tomorrow. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. TK's jamming, right?
Yeah.
TK, yeah, it's going to be really fun. I've heard TK was telling me about some really special treats that they have planned for tomorrow. Yeah,
I have a feeling
crowd participation for some alien integration.
Oh, they were kicking around that idea. That's awesome. I hope it happens.
I do too.
It's going to be a totally no stress, happy, fun time game.
I'm just glad we're doing it in the morning, like instead of at night when it's like actually scary. I scare very easily. Anyways, go on. Sorry, Emily, I'm totally interrupting you.
You're fine.
You're just like, these are some major partners that are releasing things, and I'm just like, I'm playing a board game. Everyone needs to hear me right now.
No, but this is great because honestly, people should tune into this to your stream tomorrow because that will give you all a glimpse of the game that is to come. This is literally your first look.
Yeah, because it's actually the game that they're building. Like we got a build of it for you all so that you could show it off for Roll20Con,
Yeah,
right? It's yeah.
it's pretty cool.
They
Did
had
we
first
talk
access.
did we talk about ninth level? Because the excellence is coming to Roll20,
It's
and that
adorable.
the excellence is on Kickstarter now, and they've got a backer level that includes it on Roll20, and they had that on stream earlier today too. They were playing that.
I saw it today.
Um,
It was so adorable.
yeah,
Like,
well, David Hemingway helped them with
oh,
their
really?
yeah, with
Yep,
their module. That's
so
why they
cute.
have this beautiful background, and their character sheet looks like the physical character sheet
It's
that's all
gorgeous.
illustrated. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. I think actually Chris from ninth level coded that himself.
He
Oh,
did, yeah.
really?
Yeah, he's very talented. They're awesome.
They're
So
amazing.
I'm excited that they're starting to come, and they're doing there's more and more publishers doing like demos online now, like what we're doing during Roll20Con, and I know that they're doing a lot of that too. So yeah, anyway, fun stuff.
You've just reminded me too that the first stream, the stream that started off Roll20Con for us, was Thirsty Sword Lesbians with Evil Hat. And in the world of Kickstarter, there is the Thirsty Sword Lesbians Kickstarter live with the Roll20 element as well. So if you want to be a digital backer of that Kickstarter, you can go ahead and basically make your pre-order for the Roll20 version of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is another really amazing, super inclusive game that I'm so excited is coming to the platform.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and then of course, I don't have definite dates for you on these next couple ones that I'm talking about, but I'm really excited overall that we're bringing a lot of stuff from some indie publishers and new publishers to Roll20 coming up sometime within the next couple of months. We're going to have Esper Genesis coming to Roll20 from Alligator Alley Entertainment.
Mm.
We are going to have the super adorable game Companion's Tale from Sweet Potato Press. And of course, from Renegade Entertainment, we're really excited to announce that we have coming soon to Roll20 both the Overlight RPG and the Wordlings RPG as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Overlight was coming.
I didn't
That
realize that Overlight was coming either.
My
See, it's an
friends made
announcement
that.
stream for everyone.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Overlight's so beautiful. Yeah, Kwanchai, who does a lot of the artwork for different board games, did the artwork for Overlight, and it's just like it's amazing. It's going to be really beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. The visuals of that game are incredible. And then Wordlings is just a game that makes me happy because of its, it's almost educational aspect into the RPG world, the way that it was kind of developed to help get younger folks into the RPG world as well.
Gotcha, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of new games.
So there's a lot of games coming, a lot of stuff happening. And this is also just a small sample, just the things that like I'm allowed to talk about now. There's a lot of other things that if this panel were happening maybe in a month or two, I'd be able to talk about that.
Yeah.
But as they say, you only Roll20Con once a year. So
Is that what they
No
said?
one says that.
that's
Emily.
totally what they say.
No
We
one-
also could Roll20Con twice a year if we wanted to like kill the marketing.
That's very true.
We have a couple other things I want to just throw out there real quick because I know we need to wrap up soon. With the new Burn Bright release, we have Celeste Konowich, her crew is coming back. Most of them are coming back for a second season of Burn Bright actual plays. And so that's going to be starting soon. We're going to be doing a second season of Indie Showcase. We've got, we launched the first episode of Balikbayan. I'm not saying that properly. And that was Masood from Rivals of Waterdeep and Indoor Recess. He started a new show with some improv actors from Chicago. And so they just did their session 0 during Roll20Con, and they're going to be starting, I think, next week. On Wednesday. And then also Roll20 is back doing some like mixing it up in some esports stuff. So Heroes of the Storm has come back and started a new season. Well, they just did their draft. They're going to be launching the season on November 7th. And so we're really excited to be working with them again too. We're sponsoring them this season, and it was exciting to see the draft come together. Some of the old Roll20 players were part of the new teams, and so we'll be tuning in for that too. And you'll probably see some more talk about that around around the social media stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we announced a lot of games coming up, but there's a bunch of games on that we're doing demos for this weekend as well. So
Oh,
if you go to, someone will drop the link in, but it's what is it, roll20con.net. You'll see a list of a bunch of games that you can sign up for, and these demos are being done by like approved game masters from the publisher. Like,
Yes.
if you want to learn how to play one of these games, this is the best chance to do it. You would get someone that's been approved by the people who make the game. So I highly recommend that. There's a bunch of cool games that you can learn. Maybe expand that library.
Absolutely. And on that note too, I want to point out that if in any of this you are excited for something to come, or if you participate in those demos and you think, wow, I really want more of that, but you're thinking, how am I going to get my gaming groups to, get on task to schedule all these games together? One more announcement that we have about just a general update to the VTT coming soon. We're actively working on improvements to scheduling your games and connecting with your players more easily. So I know that sounds a little vague, but in essence, we are actively developing some very big quality of life changes to basically how you schedule your games, what happens when your games end, and how you solve that eternal tabletop role-playing game question of, when are we playing?
Yeah.
I love that you already know that and know more about that than I do. Enough to tease it like that. That's really cool. I knew we were working on some stuff, but I'm excited to see how that rolls out too.
Cool. Well, I think people are getting very anxious to not see us anymore. And
Dimension 20.
And to see
Fair.
Dimension 20. Whatever. Yeah, Dimension 20 is up next. You guys have anything else, or you want to sign off?
Thanks for hanging out with us and listening to us speak out about Roll20. And yeah.
We got to do the giveaway, right?
Oh
no, they're doing that in chat.
Oh, they do that in
they'll
chat.
do that in chat. Yeah.
I don't know how Twitch works.
We have people for that, Emily. There's so much more on top of everything than we have.
Are you kidding? We just opened for Dimension 20.
We all learned something today.
Yeah, if you're just coming in now, those were our Roll20 announcements. Biggest one being mobile app development. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. You guys want to wave goodbye? Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.